Get started. All right. Okay, there we go. Thank you so much. This is our September 2019 training for Amazing Speaks. Amazing Speaks is an international speaker training and personal development company that we help women and men own their messages and get on stage. And so tonight's topic is LinkedIn, LinkedIn for speakers. LinkedIn is really one of the best places for speakers to build credibility, to raise their visibility, and connect with event planners. Okay. LinkedIn has a wealth of information that speakers should be tapping into. So I'm going to go over some things that you should do on LinkedIn, and I'm really encouraging everyone to, if you're going to be a speaker, then you need to put together a strategy on LinkedIn and spend some time there developing your LinkedIn. So I'm going to share my screen and we're going to go to LinkedIn and we'll take it from there. So let me share. All right, so do you see my LinkedIn?
Yeah.
Yes.
All right, got to make sure that the share works. Now, because I am sharing the screen, it will be a little slow. So I'm just telling you now that, as I move around, it'll take a minute for the computer to catch up. But so LinkedIn. The first thing I want to talk about is your LinkedIn profile. Okay, and not even so much your LinkedIn profile, but it's this piece right here. You see me on the left-hand side, your headline, right? This is the piece that shows up if anyone does a search and you show up in search results. The only thing that shows is your name and your headline, okay? So the headline, you want it to have keywords, right? If at all possible. You can tell my keywords are entrepreneur coach, and then women in business, then connect, grow, and prosper. But I put I have a statement there and then a ask me how. I have a call to action. So when you're thinking about you as a speaker, you want to have some sort of, you want to mention that you're a speaker in your headline, okay? But what you don't want to do is something as simple as motivational speaker, because this is what ends up happening. Let me see, like if I do motivational speaker in people, let's see what that search actually looks like.
What? Oh, motivational speaker. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this is just an example, okay? For motivational speaker under people, there's 145,213 of them, okay? You don't want to compete in a group of 145,213, okay? That can absolutely be part of your part of your headline, but because you notice like Monique Walker, keynote speaker, TEDx speaker, personal development coach, speaker consultant. Okay, she's currently a motivational speaker at Motivational Speaker. Richard is owner, motivational speaker. His current title is motivational speaker. Kaylin Milford, counselor, motivational speaker, group facilitator, youth advocate. Tammy Durant Sports, but her job is currently motivational speaker. Darius Stokes, motivational speaker. Kathy Burnson, motivational speaker. Meryl Hodge, motivational speaker. Notice that they're not standing out.
Right.
Right? There is nothing about those who say motivational speaker that gets you interested to go, I mean, sure, you can look at, oh, Savannah, Georgia, I'm looking at this, but there's absolutely nothing about that is really catching your attention. So I want you to do better. So instead of just being a motivational speaker or however you want to describe yourself, I want you to put some value into your headline, right? So, no, I'm not saying that mine's like the best in the world, but entrepreneur coach helping women in business learn, connect, grow, and prosper. I help you get unstuck. Ask me how. So someone like a Cleo, you're, so Cleo, do you mind if I pull up your profile?
Yeah, go ahead. I didn't realize that what I put up there is what comes up in the searches. It probably doesn't say anything about speaker.
Here's what yours says. It says, race, voting, and class. Can we talk? Okay.
Okay, but it doesn't say anything about speaker.
It doesn't say anything about being a speaker. But it does mention that you are an expert in race, voting, and class, right?
Okay.
So really, you can tweak that a little bit and say something like, breaking the barriers of race, voting, and class. I help audiences dig deep. I mean, I help audiences, discover truths about themselves. And can we talk? Or, ask me how kind of thing. So I think you can take that, but make it more of a, how do you benefit people? Why would you be on stage? Who's your audience? And what's the results you get when you speak?
Okay.
Instead of can we talk, I mean, you can do can we talk, or you could say, book me for your next event.
Okay.
Or, invite me to speak, or, invite me to, I mean, you can play around with it, but definitely you've got enough. I mean, I've got 3 sentences, right?
Okay.
So you definitely have more space to really give them a kind of a value statement. Have you ever created a USP, a unique selling proposition kind of thing?
No.
Or what your elevator pitch is? Those are the kinds of things that you want to put in your headline, because that makes it more interesting. What, Mary?
I was going to say, I mean, I've got Dale Carnegie certificate behind me for public speaking. I just haven't totally utilized it.
Yeah. So can I pull up yours?
Yeah, Mary E. Regan.
What did you say a USP is?
Unique selling proposition.
Okay.
There I
Okay.
am. That's
So
me.
Mary's is public affairs / public community relations professional who gets results.
Okay.
Okay. You know what? And if I was looking for PR, public affairs, that stands out to me because I love the who gets results.
Yeah, me too.
I mean, that's pretty strong. So that's good. If you wanted to talk more about being a speaker, you could throw it in there. But actually, that right there, for what you're looking for, that's a pretty strong headline. So definitely work on your headline. Again, if you're thinking about being a speaker, you definitely want to say something in your headline about you're available for speaking and what result you get for your audiences. Okay. So that's thing number 1, is really work on your headline. The number 2 that I want to touch base with you on is your actual profile. So in your profile, no one gets to the profile unless they've seen your headline and they want to know more. Okay. But they allow you to put quite a bit in this about section.
Right.
Okay. you know, I go on about why I did Morelli, and I put my current project is If She Can, and I'm doing this business startup shower. And then I put all my contact information, right? It's like email me, call me, you know, check out my websites, follow me on Twitter, follow me on Facebook, right? So you have plenty of space there to kind of build out your profile a little bit more. But if you are specifically about a speaker, you want to list some of the topics in your about, some of the topics that you speak on. Okay. So give them an idea, like Cleo, you're going to talk about race and class and voting rights. You know, give them a little sense of the kinds of topics you talk about.
Okay.
Okay. The other thing is you definitely want some sort of statement right there in the about is to book me for your next event. This is how you get a hold of me.
Okay.
You know, call me, write me, email me, you know, whatever. I mean, be very direct with this is how you get a hold of me. Okay. You know, and if you can link to your website, definitely. Now, also, if you're really going for a speaker, notice down here that you can add media. Okay, so you can add, like this is a video that I have. You can also attach a PDF, and I would suggest do a PDF of your one sheet or a PDF of an article.
Like your bio? Like your bio?
Well, your one sheet, which is your bio plus your topics plus, you know, your experience plus testimonials. I mean, that's kind of what a speaker one sheet includes.
Okay.
Because obviously you're on LinkedIn, so a little further down, they're going to see your bio, quote unquote. But if you've put together a one sheet, this is a great place. Or if you have videos of you speaking, you can put the links here. Or if you have a link to a newspaper article or magazine article, you know, like Cleo, have you been in Focus on Fabulous? Has Michelle written an article?
No.
Okay, so well, we need to make that happen. But anyway,
Okay.
so, but you can put the link to the Focus on Fabulous article about you, you know, or if you've been in, if Mary has written an article about you, you could put the link there. But you definitely want to take advantage of, since they allow you to attach media, PDFs and videos and articles, you definitely want to, okay?
Yeah, Cleo, like your Fox 24 interview.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes, that's the perfect kind of thing. If you've got the link, you add it. And you know, when you go in here and you go to edit.
Katrina, I had a question when you have a moment.
Yeah, go ahead. See down here, you can add links and you can add documents. So documents, photos, sites, videos, and presentations.
And do they have to be in PDF format or?
I believe the documents do have to be PDFs. But you can do photos, you know, so you can do JPEGs or PNGs. Websites, obviously you can do links to videos and presentations. So right there is what they tell you can do.
And so a presentation should be no more than what, 1 to 3 minutes or something?
Yeah, you know what? Well, I don't know that there's definitely a rule. I know there are some people who have like PowerPoints and, you know, they may be 40, 50 slides and they'll link them there so that, you know, people can learn more about what they talk about.
So if I was considering being a speaker at some point, my two areas would be probably public relations tips about messaging and getting coverage, and secondly, tips about community organizing and outreach from my experience. So those are two totally different things. Is that okay that I show a diversity?
Of course, of course. Yeah, and you should. I mean, because you don't know who's going to find your profile. So you may as well, I mean, in this instance, be as broad as you need to be. Now I always tell speakers, don't go more than 5 topics deep. But if you've got 5 key topics, talk about your 5 key topics.
Okay.
Okay, but so definitely take advantage of your summary, add as much information in there as you can, and then your media. So definitely be adding into there.
So this can only be videos, because I was thinking of doing like an audio
No.
podcasting kind of thing.
Exactly. No, it doesn't have to be video at all. Here's a link. Anything that has a link, anything that has a URL, you can attach.
Okay.
So yeah, it's a podcast, it's a video, it can be anything.
Okay.
Yeah, they've got the question here, supported formats. So let's see, what do they say they will support?
Hi, Megan.
Hi, Megan. Okay, so they'll do PDFs, PowerPoints. They will do Word docs, ODPs, ODTs, text files, JPEGs, PNGs, BMPs, GIFs, TIFFs. And that covers most of.
Okay, so that's not an MP3. You really couldn't do audio there.
But your MP3 can be a
The link thing.
Yeah.
The link thing.
Well, you know what? The link I think goes to any link. This was under the documents.
Right.
Yeah. So I think you can definitely, as long as you've got a link, it doesn't mean you can do any kind of link, any file or video.
Okay.
So yeah, you're fine.
And that shows supported formats again, I guess, under that.
Oh, yeah, sorry, I clicked right out of it. But so the other thing that you want to do is, if you notice when we did the search for motivational speaker, almost everyone was putting current position was motivational speaker. And so I'm going to recommend that you also do that, is down under experience. For instance, like I have under experience, I have that I'm an author, right? I've got Morelli first and then author. I would highly suggest that you create yourself as an experience, add an experience of you as speaker. And as part of that experience of speaker, list the places, the audiences that you've spoken to and the topics that you've spoken about. Okay. So would just highly recommend that you give yourself a title: motivational speaker, race and voting rights speaker. It doesn't have to be motivational, it could be any kind of speaker, but definitely give yourself a title of speaker.
Okay.
Okay. All right, so that's what you do on your profile, right? So you're going to work on your headline. You're going to give yourself a great headline, and you're going to add some media. You're going to really work on your about, talk about your speaking, let people know how they can book you, give them links to websites, take advantage of the media that can be attached with either your one sheet or videos or white papers, presentations, whatever, and then give yourself a experience, job title of speaker of some sort. Now, the other thing that you certainly can do, especially if you really want to do the speaker thing, is up here in the header. Obviously I'm talking about community, so I've got my Amazing Speaks and my Morelli logos and, different times when I've brought women together. But you can create a header up here and have pictures of you speaking versus just the plain blue. Cleo, do you have a
Oh, I don't even. That was been created so long ago. I'm trying to think what I have up there. Probably that old picture, but it's definitely not of me speaking. I know that.
Well, let's see.
Let me look at myself.
Okay, well, there you go. You've got History Matters Institute, Understanding Introspection Change, something consciously about race, class, and voting. Who's like, oh yeah, you need more information out there. Just for laughs and giggles, yeah, you definitely need to have more of your about. Let's see here.
The about is kind of long, I think.
Well, it's not, but see, so you've got your book, which is great. I'm not sure what these links are. They're links, so these
They're
are they
they're
articles?
to my writing.
Okay,
Articles that were published in the Post and Courier commentaries.
okay.
So
Yeah, you should add that Fox 24 because that was a good interview.
yeah, I don't have anything that was written about me. Everything out
What?
there is
No.
me, what I've written.
Right,
Oh,
but
I
no,
see.
we want some things out there that have written about you.
Right.
You know.
Okay.
Like
So-
my article. I did an article on you.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, you may want to mix, but definitely if you want to be out there presenting yourself as a speaker, you
Mhm.
want some of those positive media references. You want
Okay.
other people to be talking about you, not just what you do.
Right.
Okay.
Okay. And you know what? And your history matters. I mean, that's fine. I mean, you know, I mean, you can change it, but actually that's fine. That's very professional. That works. Just for the heck of it, I'm going to check your contact info here. Not to put you on the spot, but sometimes, yeah, okay. Do I see a phone number? No.
No, I don't want my phone number out internationally.
Oh my gosh. You know what? When
What?
people want to hire you to speak, they want to be able to talk to you.
Okay. So I need to get another number?
Well,
Other-
sure. You know, just get a Google Voice number that
A what?
a Google Voice.
Okay.
Google Voice is free, and you get an 843 number, and you can set it up to automatically transfer to your regular cell phone. No one will see it.
Okay.
And you can have a unique voicemail.
Okay.
So yeah, Google Voice. It's free. It's fun. Definitely do it. I've got like 4 Google Voices, and it's weird because they all transfer to my phone. And sometimes I'm like going, well, I don't know which number you came on originally, but I know where you are now. I have to track them back.
So you just jump on google.com to grab that?
Yep. Just type in Google Voice, and it walks you through. It's easy. It's fun. No problem. All right. So we've talked about your headline, your about, setting up a job for yourself. You can change the header on your site if you want. You don't have to. You know, and professional headshot. Cleo, I think you got a newer one, don't you, than this one?
Yes.
But you know, but that's a professional headshot. But
Come on,
definitely.
line, they can hear you, huh?
What? Oh, all right. So
Who?
the next thing we're
What
going
is
to talk
Walker's in?
about when you are on LinkedIn is where some of the power of LinkedIn for speakers
Oh,
is going to be in groups.
I never heard of it.
So over here
Ooh, somebody
under,
sent you that?
Megan, I'm going to mute you for a minute. So over here under work, there are groups. Okay, so Cleo, how many groups are you a member of?
Some related to writing. And of course my college and
Right, okay. Mary, what about you? Are you
Me?
a member of a group?
I'd have to look at it again to to look. I'm a member of a few.
Okay, well, LinkedIn allows you to be a member of 40 groups. Okay, now I am not suggesting that anyone go and become a member of 40 groups, right? Now, I have at times been a member of 40 different groups, but I'll go there for a little while and then I'll leave and go to other groups. I think I only keep, 15 or 20 going at a time. And even then, there are some that I need to get rid of now. But there are speaker groups. There are groups out there for speakers, and there are groups out there for event planners. Okay, you need to look at both and figure out which ones kind of work for you. So when you're in groups, I mean, you can do a search up here
For like public speaking or something?
right. I mean, that's exactly, well, notice the search that I did the other day was group for speakers. All right, so you do a search for group for speakers and you'll have 1,940 results. Okay.
So do you make it more targeted to Charleston region or something?
No. I mean, why would you only want to speak in Charleston?
No, well, no, you wouldn't.
I mean, if you're going to be a speaker, you want to know all the different availability. You don't, I would not suggest going down to, and I don't even know if there is a Charleston speaker group, actually. I mean, you certainly could, but I don't know why you would. But, so you want to look at these results, okay? Like Thought Leader Networking Group, exclusive for top speakers, authors, and entrepreneurs. It has 3,197 members. Okay. The Exceptional Speakers and the Communicators Group. It links speakers to event and meeting planners. 1,783 members. Coaches, healers, speakers, entrepreneur clients, revenue attraction group. When I see coaches, healers, I'm like going, they're kind of going for a little bit more spiritual, mystical kinds of things. 2,450. National Speaker Association, Minnesota, you've only 127 members. You probably don't want to go there. But there's 100 paid, right? So we know that there's 1,900 groups. I would choose 4 or 5 of them. Now, one group that I have been active in for quite a while that I love, let me see if I can go to, where are my groups? Well, you know what, I'll just pull it up.
So would I do a search that's maybe more targeted to what I talk about, sort of thing?
No, because these groups are for speakers and event planners to connect. You will find your niche and market in there, but you do not have to. My guess is that there's not a, I mean, I'll do it in just a second. I'll jump back to that in a second, but need a speaker, be a speaker. Okay. I think they've got like, they've got right here, 24,175 members. Okay. This is a great group. Let me just tell you, this is a great group. Okay. You learn a lot from other speakers. There's a lot of really active speakers in here that will share where they spoke, event planners that they've had trouble with, or things that have gone really well. They'll ask questions about their contracts. They will ask questions about, oh my gosh, this happened. How did you deal with it? This is a great group. Okay. So I would say if you are really serious about being a speaker, get in here. And it's for speakers and event planners. Now, the great thing about LinkedIn groups is you can message anyone in this group, whether you are connected with them or not, as long as you're both members of the group. Okay. You don't have to be connected in LinkedIn. as long as you are both in a group, you can send messages to these people. So what you do is you kind of go in and, you know, let's see here. Let's find a good one. True or false? Oh, where'd it go? True or false? Business partnerships, how to succeed from Eva Longoria point of view, matching capital. You know, you can watch this video and then, you know, make comments. I've been conducting a good bit of strategy sessions this week, and just like many clients who come work with me, and I actually like Nyla a lot. So many coaches are suffering with a lack of prosperity. You know, check it here. 7 signs that your prosperity is blocked. You know, you can message her and go, you know what, that was a great article. What are some of your suggestions for, you know, better mindset kind of thing? It's the holiday, but you will see it, and I'm not seeing any like today. And again, because it's a holiday, I think fewer people are posting, but a lot of people will post call for speakers out here. And then people will also say, hey, I talk about X topic. Does anyone have any leads for me? And people will respond. So it's just a good group. And because it is pretty large and they have quite a few opportunities showing up. So it's just something to kind of regularly check out. The other one that I like Step Into the Spotlight. And they've got 10,493 members. Yeah, what qualities does Jeff Bezos, Richard Branson, Bill Gates, Mark Cuban have that most entrepreneurs don't have, right? It's like, oh, you know, you can answer the question. I mean, I like her. My online Rotary is looking for speakers on a Zoom. It's Rotary, they don't pay, but you can get the video. You know, are you interested in talking to, you know, a Rotary? Sure, why not? Maybe, you know. What's the main thing your clients are struggling with when they? Is anyone visiting Toronto? I'm a real estate specialized in New York. Can anyone tell me the best way to get leads for properties? You know, there's the cultural, whatever. Which of the following brings you the most clients? But as you kind of get into, I'm looking for speakers, presenters to be on stage at Speaker Talks in March, and literary agents who can help me with book development. You know, and so you would just boom. If you're interested in that, you would send Steve a message. And that's,
Katrina, do you think most people have pretty good luck doing it this way, or do any speakers have to have like a booking agent, like an author would?
you know what? No, and that's one of the things. If you stay in these groups and you look around, most of them will tell you that they have no luck on Instagram, they have no luck on Twitter, they have no luck on Facebook, but on LinkedIn, they get booked.
Okay.
Okay.
And how do you know how to price yourself for what you talk about?
You know what? That's a completely different. That we're not talking about that today. I mean, that's a completely different thing. But that's the kind of question that you put in these groups and going, hey, I'm getting started. You know, this is my topic for a half hour. You know, I'm thinking about this. Is that too much? You know, and let people respond. You can ask those questions in there. And actually, I did a couple months ago, I kind of went through a formula on pricing that we're not going to get into tonight. But so definitely go into some of these groups and start participating, right? You want to like some of the posts, you want to make comments, make thoughtful comments. And then when you see someone who's, you know, like Steve, I'm looking forward to contributing to this group. Check out my profile, review my connections, you know, then like it and make a comment. Hey, Steve, I'm new too. You know, maybe we can help each other. What do you like to talk about? You know, I mean, and start developing some relationships. But if you make it as a regular that you're going to go in there, like, 2 days a week, you just might, you'll start to build some credibility, and you'll start to get to know people who are also doing the same things. And you can start collaborating, start sharing ideas. Okay. So group. So we've talked about your headline, we've talked about your summary, but giving yourself a job description that says speaker, maybe work on your header, get involved in some groups. So the next thing you want to talk about is what you're going to actually post, like actually creating some posting strategies that showcase you as a speaker and showcase your expertise on your topics. Okay, so there's two things that you can do as far as posting, right? You can post and you can write articles. Now, Cleo, have you written articles for LinkedIn?
Yes, I have articles out there. In fact, the links that you saw on my profile, I think were to my LinkedIn articles.
Okay, all right. Well, that's good, because so you want to do it both ways, right? So you want to have some posts and you want to have some articles. The great thing about articles on LinkedIn is that articles can actually be curated. Like LinkedIn editors actually review the articles on LinkedIn, and they choose articles to boost, to share, to what's called become curated. Okay.
Okay, so that's why one day one of my articles said LinkedIn something or the other. It was my article on why is Martin Luther King Day a national holiday? Well, so why is Dr. King Day a national holiday? And that was one that, and I didn't even know what it meant, but I'm like, why are they promoting this article?
Right. And so in that article, so on that one article, you probably got 20, 30, who knows how many thousand views, right?
I don't know.
My guess is you did. But so that's why you post articles, is because the LinkedIn editors are looking for good articles to boost and to spread. Okay. So if you put articles out there, you have a chance to have your articles curated and shared throughout LinkedIn. Okay. So every time you write an article, ding, 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 you want to make sure that, because you can put down at the bottom some about the author or about you.
Mm-hmm.
So you mention in your articles that you're available to speak on this topic, or you put the link to your website, or available for booking. Here's how you do it, kind of thing, right? So definitely write some articles, because that is a way that, and the articles are out there just like a blog post. The articles are out there forever and circulate around, and can always be found in search. Then you've got posts. Okay, so your posting strategy should be just similar. It's that 20% rule, just like all social media. 1 in 5 talks about you as a speaker. The other 4 all talk about your topic and your expertise, or like general information. Okay, so Cleo, you're race and class and voting rights. So you would write a post, something, you could link it to an article about the Voting Rights Act, or something about, race, class, whatever. And then the 5th post that you do would be like, did you know that I speak on these issues? And, you know, I've got a great speech on, you know, did you think, you know, did you, was it, did you think what you just thought? I can't remember what your, you know, what your thing is, but something about, you know, did you catch yourself thinking that what you should have been thinking? But you could put a post about, hey, you know, I speak this, and every time I get in front of an audience, you know, I get these kind of reactions. If you've got an audience this would be appropriate for, contact me. Boom. But then the next time you post, it's about your topics. It's links to information. It's, you know, so the rule of thumb is 20% is about you as a speaker. The other 80% are about topics. Okay. But if you follow that rule, those 20%, and then if anyone likes or comments on your, well, likes or comments on any of your posts, start conversations with them. Find out why they like that post, what's going on with them, how many of them, you know, start to build some relationships through your posting. Okay, so we talked about your headline, we've talked about your about, talked about, you know, adding links, talked about your header, giving yourself a job title, talked about groups. Now we've talked about articles, and we've talked about posts, right? So those are the kinds of things that will really start to, if you put yourself on a schedule, right? Like I do 15 minutes a day on LinkedIn. And there are some days I'll go longer, but I usually say I want to spend at least 15 minutes a day on LinkedIn. But basically those are the kinds of things I'm doing. I'm jumping into groups. Like if I've written an article on LinkedIn about a topic, I might jump into a group and say, hey, I just published this article. I'm writing a speech about this topic. Does anyone, you know, does anyone have some audiences they could suggest for me? You know, I mean, you got to look at each group, and they all have rules about what you can post, but definitely use the groups to share your message, because those are speakers and event planners that are specifically looking for that. So Mary, I didn't want to forget. So let's go back. Go back to groups. And you were thinking about maybe you wanted to be in a public relations, like what kind of, I mean, there obviously are groups out there for public affairs professionals, public relation professionals. You know, so there's nothing, I mean, absolutely join some of those, but I don't know if there's anything specifically about speaking for them, right? But let's just.
Well, yeah, I mean, along the vein of community outreach.
Community outreach speakers.
And there it is. It's bringing those groups up.
Well, no, because it popped real quick. And it's basically, no, they don't have any results for that. They're people results. They've got a couple people that, here's someone who's a community outreach specialist, community specialist, author, speaker, travel. So, you know,
Right.
They've got a couple jobs for that. They've got a couple companies that talk about it, but they don't have any groups. So that's why it kind of came up to, you know, there's nothing, nothing came up with a group that's that. Now, there might be community outreach.
Or you could type public affairs speakers.
Right. So there are community outreach groups, right? So like a blogger outreach community. marketing community outreach specialist is only 39 members. You know, so I don't know. What were you thinking? Public affairs speakers?
Yeah.
Yeah, I just don't think the speaker groups are going to be as, yeah, there's no groups.
It's too targeted in a way.
Yeah, it's way too. So they've got one result. I guess that's a, yeah. I mean, they actually only have one possible result, which is the Stephen Green School of International and Public Affairs. You know, it's a business school. So yeah, so that's just way too targeted. But you will find people in the speaker groups that talk about public affairs or community outreach. And what you can do is you can go into like need a speaker, be a speaker, and just say, hey, I'm Mary, I'm just getting started. Are there any other people out here that talk about community organizing? And boom, and let them self-identify, and then you can connect with them.
Okay.
I have a question.
Yes, Miss Cleo.
When you say 1 in 5, because I rarely post anything on LinkedIn, but it says 1 in 5 of the posts should talk about my speaking. So would you be saying I'm going to be speaking at this place?
It doesn't, I mean, you can, but actually I'm going to be speaking, could be part of your 80%. Usually what it is that 20% is offering your services as a speaker.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Okay. So the 20% is actually raising your hand and saying, hey, I'm available for speaking.
Okay.
Okay. That's usually the 20%. So, you know, so the, hey, I'm so excited. I'm going to be speaking at, you know, such and such, can't, you know, tomorrow, tickets are available, whatever. That can be part of your 80% actually.
Okay.
You know, because that's really not a solicitation. That's just information.
Yeah, that's what I was worried about, whether it would seem like I was trying to sell tickets or you know, or.
Well, okay. So as a speaker, you should try to sell tickets to your events. Just saying.
Okay, but you can do that on LinkedIn.
Sure, of course.
Okay. Okay.
Oh, you know, absolutely. LinkedIn is fine with that.
Okay.
Yeah, LinkedIn is about business. So LinkedIn, they don't want you to post about what you had for lunch. They want you to post about, I just had a great meeting and, you know, I've got 3 speaking gigs coming out of it. That's what they want to know.
Okay.
They want to know that, you know, you're speaking at such and such, or you've just found this great article that's going to inform you this next thing that you do. You know, I mean, it is about the business. So, yeah, anytime.
Okay.
You know, like, and the network, I don't think that it really is the best strategy to do a search out here for event planners and then try to send them all LinkedIn requests, right? That's a little too blatant. Now, you can do a search for event planners, kind of look at them and get to know what kind of events they plan, and then kind of look for them in the groups and kind of follow them, you know, stalk them a little bit before sending them out, just because most people, if you just reach out, because they'll know right away, go, oh, she wants to speak, right? So unless it's someone that's really connected with you, it is not really effective to just do a search for event planners and then spam message all of them, I want to connect with you. That doesn't really work. But what does work is you see their post in a group and you make a comment and let them respond and you start a relationship that way. Okay. Okay, so any other questions? Questions, comments?
So in terms of, I know you're not going to get into pricing, but if I'm on one of those chat lines and I'm talking to somebody one-on-one, I could ask their opinion.
Of course, of course.
Do you think there's a certain percentage of speakers that have a booking agent, or they do it all themselves?
No, there are very definitely booking agents. I mean, and there are absolutely booking agents that that can get you booked. They'll take a percentage of your fee for the
Right.
most part. But absolutely, booking agents work. I mean, if you get the right booking agent, they'll work for you and they'll get you speaking gigs. Absolutely.
I'm just saying, do you think that they would have more success in landing something for you, or not necessarily?
I think it really depends on your topic and who you want to talk to. If you only want to be in the arenas that are 10,000 and plus people, you probably need a booking agent. If you are comfortable, you want to talk to rotaries and churches and nonprofits in like a geographic area, you probably don't need a booking agent.
Right.
You just need, to do the hard work of finding the contacts and reaching out and developing the relationships.
Right.
So it really depends on your goal as a speaker. What is it that you're looking to do?
Okay.
Nothing wrong. There are a lot of speaker agents out there. But before you get an agent, honestly, join NSA, the National Speaker Association.
How expensive is that?
You know what? It's not that. I think it's probably $400 or $500 for the year. I mean, it's not outrageous. But join the NSA before you get an agent.
Oh, before you start being a speaker, you mean?
No, you can be a speaker at any time. I said before you get an agent, become an actual professional member of NSA, because agents are going to look to see what you've done to set the foundation before they'll take you on. And one of the things they're going to look at is, have you joined the professional organization?
Okay. So I had one more question, which is when you say under your description of things you've done, like say podcast host or publicist, can I just put those different things under pro publicist? Like I'm a publicist, podcast host, you know what I mean? Can I just list it under that? Or do they all have to be segregated?
No, I mean, you certainly can, right? There's no, this isn't a, you must do, I mean, you certainly can. What you want to do, what you want to think about strategically is, if someone is just briefly looking at my profile and they see pro publicist, do they have to read everything to get a sense of, oh, she's also a speaker, she's also an author, she's also...
No, I'd highlight and segregate those words, but kind of have it fall underneath pro publicist.
Well, and again, or do you want someone to do a quick search and go, oh, pro publicist and speaker and podcaster? That they're separate things. It's completely a strategic decision up to you.
Okay.
It's however is most comfortable for you.
So in that little headline thing, that little paragraph, should those just have some of those words again? Publicist, podcast host.
Okay, so I would not, because if you saw the generic search, I really think your headline needs to be a value statement, a USB, something that you deliver. Like the one that you currently have, your
That I get results. Yeah.
Is exactly what, now if you want to add on to that, a podcaster, other things, but you definitely want to do more than just list titles.
Okay,
Because like I said, you'll get this whole list of everyone who's saying podcaster. And if nothing makes you stand out, you're just going to get lost.
okay,
So you definitely want your headline to be something that gets people's attention.
yeah,
And just going speaker, publicist, blah, 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 that's not going to get attention.
right,
Yeah. I get results, gets attention.
okay.
I have another question.
Okay.
You were talking about things to link to on your profile. And of course, as a speaker, I guess they want to see a video of you speaking,
Yes.
which I seem to never have, even though I've spoken all these different places.
Well, okay. So I do have, I mean, here's my issue. I did record Marie Talks, but it's a huge file, right? Every single person's in the file. My computer is like out of storage and it will not allow me to download those files so I can edit them and get them to you.
Mhm.
I have to somehow get somewhere to a computer that has a lot more capacity than mine does. Because they're very large video files that my computer just can't handle. I've tried and it'll download for a minute and then it'll say disk full, in the book. So
Oh,
I have the files. I just have to somehow find larger capacity that I don't currently have.
or maybe someday when we're at the same place, we can start it to downloading while we're doing something else.
Well, if you have a computer that can handle it, my computer, it will not download on my computer. I have so much stuff on my computer, it won't accept it. I
Yeah.
just won't. Because it's huge files. Video, yeah, you know. But yeah,
So I guess, I mean, I should be hiring somebody to videotape me when I'm speaking.
if you saw my newsletter last week, yes, you should. Or find a friend that you can, barter with. You don't, yes, hire, but you also barter, have a friend, have Frank, videotape you, whatever.
No,
Seriously,
no.
whoever, have someone. But definitely, yes, you should have some video of you speaking.
Okay.
Yeah. For sure. All right. Any other questions? Megan, you got any questions?
No. Just taking notes.
Enthusiasm? No.
Can you see me?
Yeah.
You can see me?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, we can see you the whole time.
Oh, Lord.
That's why I had to mute you there for a little bit because you were talking to someone else, but that's okay. But
Sorry.
all right, no, you're fine. So I think that is it for today. Thank you so much for jumping on. And again, Amazing Speaks, go to amazingspeaks.com, check out our services, subscribe to our newsletter, and we will see you next month.
Thank you.
Great
Thank you.
session.
All right, we'll
I
talk
loved
with you
it.
later.
Thanks, Trina.
Okay, bye.
All right, bye.
Bye.